Hey guys, wow, are you guys surprised about all the videos that I've been doing well about related about multiple stuff? Like storytime videos, re-uploaded videos from Kenneth because Kenneth deleted his channel and switched to another one. An animated Google Meeting clip. A new episode of the Battle for the Switch OLED remastered. And also not to mention that I also wanted to have some filler to celebrate that this is December 25th, so a DDR2 video for that, which is Dance Dance Revolution 2. And the main reason why I'm mostly doing this is to at least fill the gaps of about my breaks. Remember just to watch that storytime video about it, by the way. But also it's because of the future rebrand which I'm doing, which I'm gonna do a future rebrand. And yep, I'm hyping this up. I literally changed my profile picture for the occasion. So keep your eyes peeled because definitely this will be interesting. So stay tuned. But wait, this story time it isn't about me or my future of my channel. That's gonna be after the rebrand. This story time will be about my classmates and real life friends that study at the same school as I. And literally, this will be the continuation of the story time that literally hit it the hardest. School story time. Yes, we are doing a sequel, as the Muppets say. But yeah, I'm actually gonna do a sequel of this specific story time with new stories to tell you guys. Yeah, I should have just done that a few days because literally my schedule is literally falling apart. But hopefully, after the New Year's and after the rerun, hopefully I can stay on track like I've always been, to be honest. So yeah, it's story time. Well, something that I'm gonna start by saying is that something that they're pretty much gonna do next year. And we have something known as the personal traits, which basically tells how well was your behavior on school. And it's honestly, I'm always been a 20 guy, to be honest, a 20 kid, you know. I'm always perfect at, personal traits. But what they're gonna do is that the haircut or makeover for females. It used to be for 3 points, but now it's gonna be for 5 freaking points. I don't have a problem with that. I have a normal haircut, so pretty much I'm not gonna lose these points. But dang, for the people who love to keep their long hairs that are man and girls that literally love to have makeover really have to reconsider having that choice to either one lose 5 points or just not do them, I guess. Anyways, with the personal traits out of the way, let's talk about the subjects and how I'm far as good at them. In math and chemistry, I'm obviously good at. It makes sense. In geography class, scare me. Obviously, it's actually kind of fun, to be honest. The teacher is actually nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of fun learning with him, to be honest. For biology class, I'm good. Physical education or PE, I'm also good. For PE, I'm not really that skilled. I'm somewhat good for some of the themes, but really, I'm not really that skilled enough. Have that skill enough to even be strong enough to even do PE with, greatness. With more energy. But with one of the Christmas gifts that I decided to get, I think that gift will actually help me all the way to FE to at least fix it out so I can get better. Which, for people who don't really know what Christmas gifts I decided to get, it was this Wii Fit balance board. I love this thing. This literally will help me all the way to pee, and this will actually give me energy. So, I get my thermos with water, see? And I also use this one for school, by the way. I get washcloths broader, which I'm pretty much gonna use to, pick up that sweat. And, play We Fit. And also, for the people who are asking, how do you get this gift early if you said that you were playing Wii Fit days before Christmas? Don't really ask. Don't ask. That's what I'm saying. Also, for my other Christmas gift, that's not the only one. This Bowser amiibo that I decided to get. And yeah, I also got this one early. Seriously, please don't ask why I'm getting gifts early. I'm serious. But I'm saying, Wii Fit could actually help me, get literally strong for PE, so I might get better. That's what I'm saying. And I'm actually losing pounds. I'm not even joking. I'm actually losing pounds. It's mostly due to the yoga and Wii Fit and also Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party 3 and the DR 2010 with the Wii Balance Board mode. I think those are pretty much the main reasons why I'm pretty much losing pounds. But wait, what was the point of this video again? Oh yeah, school stories too. Let me continue with the subjects. In English, what do you expect? Literally look my whole channel and see what am I doing with English. And there you will get the answer. We have also a subject which is known as creation, recreation, and production group, which is basically, well, just a random subject that will help you well through life. Pretty much that depends on what and which year, or well, what grade between 7th to 11th, depending on where you use, well, the grades or years. And in third year or ninth grade, depending on where you say it, well, we have in our on CRPG, we have the conversational English, which is well practice of the English and conversations and in multiple sources. And do the same thing like you did in English. Look all more of my videos, please. We have this other subject called orientation and coexistence, which is pretty much just fixing well your behavior, me being nice with your teachers and friends and classmates, and pretty much that's simple. And yes, I'm also doing well, epic, good at that one. I'm not gonna lie, the class of that is pretty much fun and easy to understand. Because it's about behavior. And now we have, well, the Spanish class, also known as Castilian as we call it here. So for Spanish class, I'm doing good, but it's not nearly as better as the other subjects that I already mentioned. Like literally, I'm doing better than physical education than Spanish. Overall, Spanish is, it's a fun class. I'm not gonna lie, it has some easier exams. I'm not gonna lie, one of the recent exams is, well, about a book, which is called The Tunnel by Ernesto Sabato. So what this book is about an Argentinian painter which is called Juan Pablo Castel, which actually killed Maria Ribarne, and that literally is about how the only person that literally Juan Pablo Castel got understood by was the person that he killed, which was Maria. And yeah, at the end it ends up being, well, a whole drama about it. I will explain it all, but really, I feel like the story time will be too long, and thus I feel like that will be more of a separate video instead. So actually, let's just let that be as a separate video. But overall in Spanish, the classes are fun, the books that I pretty much read are actually also fun, and literally the teacher, which I already mentioned in the transferring me video, which I actually made him as a me, he's a nice person and I totally really think he's friendly with all of us, so yeah. Shout outs to him, so yeah. Anyways, the Spanish, overall I'm doing good, but not just as better as the other subjects I mentioned. But then there's this one subject which I'm good at, just that it's all actually kind of hard to understand. The teacher is a good person, but really, he reminds us himself. He wants us to understand us at his own way, as he understands it. But realistically, I'm pretty much, pretty much split it. It's a good, it's a fun, but literally, I just feel like the teacher, over like disorganizing the subjects, the classes, literally makes the class that, well, it's almost hard to understand, which is physics. Where to begin? So to put you guys into context, overall physics is easy to understand, just that literally it's kind of hard to understand, and thus the schedule makes it even hard to focus. Literally, in we have physics in Mondays and Wednesdays. In in Mondays, literally what we have physics is like second hour. I mean, there's no problem with that. I can pretty much focus already. But in Wednesday is probably even worse. Literally, we get it at last hour. I mean, in 12 to 1:30. And that's a problem because in those moments I just want to go to my house and do my stuff. Like for example, study for some exams and like do my videos and pretty much in later do my Wi-Fi workout. And also not to mention that I also have to walk my dog, so yeah. So those things actually makes physics, I mean, and with all those factors, physics, I mean, it's overall an easy subject. I could easily understand it. If it wasn't that hard and if it wasn't for those factors, it would be more easy. But I mean, overall, I'm doing good. But I mean, it's not as good, better as the other subjects. Heck, I mean, I'm doing better at Spanish more than physics. But not saying that I'm that bad at physics. My overall for I mean for the first part of the school, I mean I got a 15 score on physics, which I mean it isn't really that bad. I mean it's just not as good as the other subjects. I mean even and even Castilian or Spanish, whatever you want to call it, I'm doing better than physics. But I'm not saying it's a hard subject at all. I just really need to study more, watch more videos, and so on. So yeah, physics it's a good subject, but just really hard to understand with all the factors mentioned, and also not to mention that all the stuff little makes it well hard. But yeah, good, but with all the factors, pretty much impossible to understand. Now with my overall, I mean my experience with all the subjects in third year or ninth grade. Now we can start with with the fun part, my classmates and real life friends. I mean, we have usually some Christmas, I mean, tiny parties on school. I mean, which basically we have, well, like, for example, well, some acts that we have, like dances, I mean, some portrayals, and so on. And this year was no exception, just that we have to rehearse a lot of stuff. We done a dance and pretty much we ended up doing well, good as always, mostly because of me and well all the classmates and real life friends that I had. You guys done it good and I'm proud of you all. But well, since we didn't really have a lot of class time, I mean, with the main teacher, I mean, the main teacher is actually the CRPG teacher, which well, she teaches us that subject as well as the orientation one because well all the main teachers actually usually depending on which grade or year basically they teach that subject. But since we didn't really have enough well time with her, at the end we pretty much had to do this well ourselves, so we ended up getting well a choreographer, and then we ended up well paying, and then at the end we ended up well doing well the rehearsal. I've already told well you channel multiple times about the rehearsals before, so he pretty much was the only person that pretty much knew that I was doing these rehearsals. But I mean, well, you guys well never knew, so yeah. I'm sorry, but really, yeah, I'm usually focused on life. So yeah, at the end we ended up well doing well the act, and at the end they ended up congratulating us, and yeah, at the end we ended up doing what we needed to do. And speaking of the main teacher, I think in Tuesday she told me this. I mean, in Tuesday, I mean when we were still in class, because remember I literally ended up going in holidays like in the 12th. But then I feel like in the Tuesday of of that week, she told me one story that basically, I mean, I don't know if it was true, but I mean, I don't know if that was in between in the fifth grade to sixth grade eras, or was it between the seventh grade or first year eras? I don't really know. But this story literally goes hard, and basically, it was well just a misunderstood event. And gladly, these friends actually appeared in my videos before, so I'm gladly to say that pretty much this story might not be as censored. So this story consists of Juan Manuel, which is, as you may know, he's the voice actor of Blue Cone in the Objection Show. By the way, the part 5 is coming soon, by the way. And Luis Fernando, which I mean, he commented in one of my videos before, and I did him a shout out in one of the story time of the school stories. So Juan and Luis, they were in stairs while Luis was whispering to Juan. I mean, somehow. I mean, they were basically having a conversation. And a teacher passed by, and the teacher actually thought that Luis and Juan were kissing. So at the end, the teacher just called, I mean, Juan and Luisa, and they were both confused, and they were all confused. That would have been a fun story to tell to their parents. But anyways, I have a story that literally happened like when I was like a child and I was in elementary school, I think. So I was like a child, and my deaf but brain literally thought that the rulers, they were bendable. So I got a brilliant idea to try bend that ruler and see if it will break or not. But I failed miserably. So I borrowed one of my friend's rulers and see if it will bend or not, and it broke. Yeah, that was a fun story to tell to my parents, and I ended up getting grounded. Or should I say, groundses. And then my parents ended up buying a new ruler for her, so I ended up giving that new ruler to her, and then we ended up becoming friends again. And to make matters worse, I ended up discovering that there's these rulers, which I mean, you might think that those are just corner having blue, colorful rulers, and yeah, it can bend easily without having the risk of breaking them. And they are nothing like these rulers, which they're just plastic, and if you try to bend it, it will look like it will break. So no, I'm not gonna try breaking this because this is another ruler, and it's part of my geometry thingy. This geometry set thing that I will use for math or some stuff. Yeah, math. And there's also this one story that it was literally a bad memory. Something bad that happened to me, and I have not really bad memories because it was so bad that literally my brain literally threw any instances of that memory and literally just put it in the place where, to put you in the simple terms, the place where literally all the forgotten memories in Inside Out were sent out, and that just perished until very recently, or maybe it was last year. Yeah, it was last year that I reminded myself of that. It was not my remembering. I mean, it was actually one of my real life friends that actually we were working on something in a friend's house. So at the end, we ended up working at a school project, and at the end, I mean, one of my friends actually ended up reminding me about that, and I literally got shocked, and I really don't want you guys to hate me, because this was literally, to put you guys in the context, it was when I was in third grade, and it was in 2019 eras. So pretty much, this was before COVID times. So yeah. I was starting to get annoyed by the loud noises because I just wanted to focus in the class. Like I said, I forgotten this memory, so it's not really 100% accurate, and thus most info has been forgotten. So yeah. But then as year comes in, which he's actually one of my real life friends that he still is. And yeah, we usually talk a lot, but yeah. Anyways, and I also added him in a shout out on the school story time before, so yeah. And also, I don't know what happened. I think I blame him, or I don't know. But I had to do something with him. Like I said, but then I'm very sure I got angry and I pretty much started a fight. Like we wanted to beat each other, hit each other with pencils, and not gonna lie, it was a whole problem. But don't worry, at the end we ended up being friends again, and we still are. Just that was a whole problem, and yeah, it had to do with my autistic self. I really don't want to explain more info about this, because of really how bad of a memory that was. And remember, that happened in 2019, so it didn't really happen like recently. No, no, no. That happened in 2019, and it made sense because, well, I was a kid back then, and pretty much, if you know, kids are pretty much, well, kinda freaky, so yeah. And also, you may be asking, why did you manage to out of nowhere, your brain, forget about that specific memory? Well, it had to do with a bunch of factors. First, there was a lot of stuff in life for me to enjoy and to live, so I pretty much didn't really care at the end of the day. And thus, in 2020, there was, well, the COVID eras, and we all know it. We ended up being in a lockdown, and that gave us more activities to do. So that made it, well, extra forgetful. So, yeah, with those things in mind. And also remember that in 2021, where we, well, had some sort of online, classes. We even used Google Meetings. So, yeah, I learned how to use Google Meeting ever since online classes. But we still managed to, well, go in physical classes, but only in different groups. In some students get to go this day or and the other ones in another. And, well, I ended up, well, re-meeting him after a whole year, and then we pretty much started conversation. And not gonna lie, my reaction at first, it was like that Leafy and Bubble interaction in BFDI 23 shattered. Like this one. But then we ended up, well, becoming friends again, and yeah, that was a good ending. And also, there's a bunch of other school stories for me to, well, tell, but that is gonna be on a third part, which is, well, the School Stories 3. Yep, it's coming. But that's gonna be, well, after the rebrand, but yeah, let's see how will that go. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching this story time. Thank you guys for watching, well, the story time, and yep, it's almost close to the rebrand, so yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and, well, let's see what will turn out in the rerun. And to see if, well, I have any other videos ideas, and also, Patrick, make sure to do the line for the animated DHX Media's World theme song. Please, the ones that I reshared again, and make sure to do them. Because, well, it's coming, by the way. It's coming on probably early 2026. If not, mid 2026. But definitely before 2027. That's for sure. Mark my words. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. And see you guys later.